Speaking of escalation, it got racial this past weekend in Stillwater, Minnesota. Well, it's always racial in Stillwater, Minnesota, but this time the caucasity got caught on tape.
Everybody should try to get out of here! Oh, you f***ing get out of here!
Wow, y'all are doing it now? Wow, and he works for Stillwater.
Get the f*** out of here!
Ooh, that was a effing N-word for those of you that couldn't pick up on the lip read and haven't seen a Tarantino film. These two white folks are the neighbors of Pete Orpik, and they were shouting at peaceful protesters who were holding church on a Sunday outside of Pete Orpik's house. We'd like to repeat, these are the neighbors of Pete Orpik. These are Pete Orpik's neighbors. Who's Pete Orpik? Well, he is the Washington County attorney that is in charge for prosecuting white police officer Kimberly Potter of shooting and killing black man Dante Wright. Again, those were Pete Orpik's neighbors. Pete Orpik is in charge of prosecuting Kimberly Potter for killing a black man. Oh, and we forgot to mention that the gentleman in that video is Paul Gorder. Sergeant Paul Gorder. Sergeant Paul Gorder. A 30-year veteran at the Department of Corrections. The Minnesota Department of Corrections in Stillwater writes that Gorder is well known and highly respected among staff and incarcerated men at the facility. I wonder how they quoted the inmates on Gorder's character. I'm still wondering. Now, we're not saying Stillwater is racist because we don't have to, and we don't want to put words into people's mouths. We'll let the proud people of Stillwater speak for themselves. And if you think Pete is any somewhat racist like his neighbors, well, you let the murder charges he hasn't brought to Kimberly Potter speak for itself.